Welcome to the hot seat with Mr. White on Always Remember that all these stories is allegedly, so thanks for watching.
Some people may get pissed off because I'm going to talk to everybody. I'm not playing.
Ever wondered what happens when two Hollywood giants like Ice Cube and Mel Gibson come together? Why is Hollywood seemingly shutting out Gibson's groundbreaking film? And which celebrities are spilling the real tea on Tinseltown's hidden secrets? Stay tuned because things are about to get juicy.
Believe me, I did a lot of research on it. And according to all the research, it was way worse than that, anything I showed you.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. The movie that has got everyone whispering in Hollywood is none other than Mel Gibson's Sound of Freedom. It is an unapologetic exploration of the gruesome world of illegal human trade, highlighting the chilling tactics of the elites to ensnare the innocent. It's a wake-up call to the masses, a cinematic megaphone screaming about a monstrous industry that thrives in the shadows.
But that some of your worst nightmares were real.
Yet, it's been strangely left out in the cold by the very platforms that should have been its biggest proponents. You'd think a film about such a pressing issue, helmed by a prominent director and backed by Mel Gibson, would be the talk of the town. But the reality is far from it. The one man who's dared to break the silence is Ice Cube. Known for his no-nonsense demeanor, Cube had this to say about the film. Look, Mel's movie ain't just a film. It's a mirror held up to society. And maybe it's too real for some folks to handle. His endorsement of Sound of Freedom has added a new twist to the tale. Cube also expressed his disappointment at the top streaming services for their alleged neglect of the critical issues discussed in the movie. According to him, these platforms play a role in controlling the narrative, thereby suppressing truths that could potentially shake the foundations of Hollywood.
Movies like this, documentaries like this, shows like this, there's a lot of people that don't want to do it because where are you going to platform it?
Digging deeper, Cube has consistently claimed the existence of a secretive club in Hollywood. He's talking about a group that supposedly holds significant power, influencing the industry from behind the scenes, determining what stories get told and what stories get shelved.
I want to be a part of their club. That pisses them off.
Ice Cube's depiction of this mysterious organization echoes the plotline of Sound of Freedom. The movie highlights the horrific reality of illegal human trade, a subject that has been largely ignored by mainstream cinema. His claims hint at a deliberate effort by influential entities in Hollywood to manipulate narratives to their liking. When it comes to Hollywood, the fate of unwanted actors is a silent story that unfolds behind the curtains. They don't face blatant rejection, but rather a nuanced, shadowy exclusion. For instance, their agent's phone rings a little less, invites to prominent award shows become rarer, and starring roles in blockbusters start dwindling.
The system is completely based on money. The studio system.
This insidious method of sidelining individuals makes it almost impossible to pin down, yet the damage it wreaks on an actor's psyche is profound. They grapple with the industry's uncertainties, and the looming feeling of being persona non grata amplifies stress and deepens anxieties, with some spiraling into severe depression.
You mean tell me every producer in Hollywood has this mandate? Give me a break. It has to come from the studio to hit every producer, because every producer don't think this.
Ice Cube's vocalization about industry manipulations isn't an isolated sentiment. Having navigated the entertainment labyrinth for decades, he's observed peers experiencing meteoric rises and equally swift downfalls. But it's not all blind faith. Many find his words resonating because of the credibility his tenure affords him.
Meaning, record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that. Do this. We're going to have this guy write the lyrics.
Take Mel Gibson's film, for instance. It wasn't just a cinematic release. It was a proverbial grenade. By touching upon subjects that Hollywood might want to keep under wraps, the film risked ruffling feathers. The conspicuous silence or overt avoidance from industry influencers regarding the movie wasn't just about its quality, but perhaps its content. It's worth noting, as one insider stated, in this industry, silence is more telling than any review. Hollywood, a realm of sparkle and spectacle, has a less discussed underbelly. There's a lurking fear, the trepidation of becoming an outcast, of missed opportunities, or opposing a dominant narrative. The reluctance to comment on controversial subjects like Gibson's film or Ice Cube's revelations isn't new. It's always been this way, remarked another seasoned industry insider. You swim with the tide or you're swept away. It's perplexing when streaming giants, known for their groundbreaking content, bypass a film as provocative as Gibson's. These platforms, which once claimed to be the vanguards of edgy cinema, are now raising eyebrows with their apparent omissions. Beyond just the art of filmmaking, there might be corporate entanglements or vested interests with Hollywood moguls that dictate their content strategy. Such decisions could inadvertently suppress films that might ignite debates or challenge the status quo.
So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy.
And then there's the grander narrative of Hollywood's power dynamics. While the spotlight often shines on actors, directors, and producers, there's an underlying suggestion of invisible puppeteers orchestrating from the shadows. It's not just about who gets the lead role in a film, but extends to the complex web of funding, distributing, and marketing. Those films that align with the approved narrative are fast, tracked, while the rest grapple with daunting challenges, fighting for their rightful space in the spotlight.
You can't build a resentment about it. You have to still try and love those people.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they're thinking.
Diving deeper into the rabbit hole of Hollywood dynamics, one cannot ignore the chilling impact on socially relevant content. Mel Gibson's film, heralded as a masterpiece of narrative challenge, strangely didn't make the splash one would expect. And it's precisely movies like this that often face unwarranted suppression, especially if their narratives clash with the alleged big interests of Tinseltown. It's no surprise then that voices like Ice Cube's rise to support such content. Him standing in Gibson's corner is less about celebrity alliances and more about defending marginalized truths that are pivotal to societal discourse.
You got to be willing to fight for your rights and fight for what you believe in.
This then brings us to the perpetual battle between artistic freedom and controlled storytelling. If Ice Cube's accusations hit the mark, it paints a rather grim picture of Hollywood.
And if you're a person who believes in freedom of speech, you have to fight and say what you feel and let the chips fall where they may.
One where raw, genuine narratives like Gibson's might be substituted for something more digestible. And that's a gut punch, isn't it? Especially for an industry that flaunts its artistic liberty. Gibson's film is more than just a movie. It's a symbol of what's becoming a tussle for authentic storytelling in a landscape dotted with sensorial landmines. Now, if Hollywood's intricate dynamics weren't enough, the role of media in this saga cannot be understated. Media, with its vast influence, chooses the tales that see daylight. So, when a film as explosive as Gibson's gets only a whisper of coverage, one can't help but wonder. And Ice Cube isn't one to mince his words. He points to this selective spotlighting, pushing media giants to stand upright in their duty to objectively relay stories instead of dancing to the tunes of cinema's puppeteers. What does this mean for the average Joe and Jane? Public trust in Hollywood, previously unwavering, seems to be on shaky ground. If Ice Cube's words ring true and the general populace feels that their movie diet is carefully curated, that golden sheen of Hollywood might just tarnish a tad. Yet, there's a silver lining. By pulling back the curtain, figures like Cube and films like Gibson's empower viewers. It's a clearing call for audiences worldwide to seek transparency and honesty and storytelling ushering in an era where cinemagoers could be the real game changers. The undercurrents of Hollywood's machinations are hardly a secret, but with Ice Cube shining such a glaring spotlight, there's bound to be ripples. Think about it. If what Cube says has even a shred of truth, then it's likely that he's not the only one in the know. Other insiders could well step forward. In fact, a few already have. Kanye West once stirred the pot with remarks about the entertainment industry's dark corners, stating, "Hollywood is a place where they'll give you money, but you'll pay the price." Is he hinting at the same concealed systems Ice Cube's alluding to? With murmurs growing louder, there's a palpable sense of change in the air. Cultural shifts often originate from revelations, and Ice Cube's claims could be that spark, prompting Hollywood to pivot and embrace transparency. Remember when Dave Chappelle infamously walked away from his multi-million-dollar show?
Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
Could these be the same pressures Cube's pointing out? But it's not just the established names that feel the weight. For a young, aspiring artist, Hollywood is the dream. Yet these allegations, if true, could act as a double-edged sword. They may deter some, fearing manipulation, while galvanizing others to challenge the status quo and craft a new narrative for Tinseltown. Ashton Kutcher, during a passionate talk, once emphasized the importance of building a life, not just a career. This sentiment, in the light of recent revelations, could hold deeper meaning. Is Kutcher suggesting that young artists prioritize values and truth over the glitzy yet possibly deceptive allure of Hollywood?
To be exposed to sexual abuse. That's a breeding ground for trafficking. I promise you that's a breeding ground for trafficking.
And let's not forget Jim Brewer, whose candid talks often touch on the underbelly of entertainment.
And they come along like, listen, you sign this, you do some movies there, we'll put this all on the table, we got enough money to make this go away. Ping, it's gone.
This statement gives aspiring artists and general public a lot to ponder. Are these artists simply making passing comments, or are they, like Ice Cube, hinting at deeper intricacies at play?
They would come to us and they would tell us about vanity and losing your mind in Hollywood, and be careful.
Lastly, the broader ethical questions hovering over Hollywood can't be brushed under the red carpet. Gibson's film, coupled with Cube's razor-sharp commentary, forces one to wonder about the moral compass guiding this mega entertainment vessel.
People at the top can manipulate what's going on with the people who are bickering and fighting.
Are the powers that be in Hollywood truly championing public interest, Or are they just marionettes in a grander scheme? Hope, however, flickers in the horizon. Ice Cube's passionate stance and the ensuing debates might just be the jolt Hollywood needs. A starting point for introspection, driving Tinseltown to not just be about glitz and glamour, but also about ethical, transformative storytelling. Now over to you. What are your thoughts on Ice Cube's revelations? Do you think other celebs will come forward? And most importantly, will you be watching Mel Gibson's film now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you all for tuning in and joining me on this wild ride through the fascinating world of celebrity rumors. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest updates. Until next time, stay curious, stay entertained, and keep those comments coming. Peace out.